Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the American Investor Show. Please click subscribe if this is your first time listening. From trader and CEO interviews to breaking news about companies you won't hear anywhere else, nobody does a better job at keeping you in the know when it comes to penny stocks. The term penny stock generally refers to a security issued by a very small company that trades at less than $5 per share. Penny stocks are extremely risky, yet they offer rates of return on investment not seen anywhere else. The host, guest, and callers are not registered financial advisors licensed by any government entity, and therefore, the following should be considered entertainment. The host, guest, and callers disclaim all liability in the event any information, commentary, analysis, opinions, advice, and/or recommendations prove to be inaccurate, incomplete, or unreliable, or result in any investment losses. Before investing in penny stocks, you should consult a professional to determine what strategy may be best for your individual needs. Now, without further ado, your host, LaSalle Anudu.
Yes. What's going on, everyone? Appreciate you for being in the building right now. This is episode number 303, Penny Stocks Live, the American Investor Show. All right, check out my website, Advanced Equity Research. Check out my sponsors, blackboxtrader.org, as well as Equity Feed. Shout out to Equity Feed, equityfeed.com. Get 2 weeks free at equityfeed.com. All right. Shout out to the people slowly coming into the chat room right now. What's up, Ken? Ken and his FUSZ. Yeah, I saw the new high today. I'm impressed, sir. I'm very impressed. Shout out to, I think it was Dr. Butterfly who asked me about Netflix about a week or so ago. I hope she made that move. Boy, Netflix is killing it after hours right now, man. I got to give it to Netflix, man.
Supreme victory.
I mean, damn, those numbers were insane. Poker Pro, what's up, man? Gucci, Londale Carter, Callie Robb. Hey, man, I'm always going to be here. Patrice Jameson, how you doing, Miss Jameson? The Mean Marine, Jeff Thayer, DPG, Stockerfellow, what's good? A Ranger, who else is in the building? Pink Penny, what's up, man? Atlant Entertainment, Kayak Z, Ricardo, Joseph, Wande Casa. Yes, indeed, Monkman, Joe Scott. So shout out to Corey Kwan, Chris. What's going on, Chris, in the DR? Matt M, Norman Powell. So all the usuals and a few new names in the building. I appreciate you and all the people watching in the future. Soldiers, my truck drivers, all of you guys who love the show and watch it when you're on the road. I appreciate you. All right, so again, unless you've been living under a rock, the after hours news has been Netflix, man. Netflix now at $3.23 after hours right now, so you're up almost $14. Almost $14 a share right now after hours. That represents almost $10 billion worth of value overnight, literally instantaneously added to the current market cap of Netflix. So insane move for that company. Man, we talked about their global reach being the big, where the big money is coming from for Netflix. They're pretty much tapped out on the U.S. side. If you don't have Netflix by now, you're probably never going to get it, or you're just going to have to, be suckered into it at this point. So their growth is coming out of India. It's coming out of Australia. It's coming out of South America, where they're bringing in local talent to add into their network and become the go-to player worldwide, globally, for entertainment on a streaming platform. Yes, indeed. Yeah, we'll talk volatility today. I'm going to post up an interesting book for free on my Google Briefcase, or Google Drive is what they call now. Shout out to the people who took advantage of going through this weekend and going through that candlestick course. That candlestick course that I posted up. I heard some people take advantage of that. I did get a few emails glad you took advantage of that. So you're looking at the candlesticks, and now you're a little bit better seeing or identifying what where you want to be in. Netflix included free cable in their cable package. Okay. Oh, it's included for free in the cable package. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, the fact that, yes, some cable providers are giving you Netflix. T-Mobile is giving you Netflix now with their phone plans, even though T-Mobile blows. T-Mobile does blow. I don't care what anybody says. I had T-Mobile, and that shit is donkey, bro. That shit is donkey. You got a lot of smart TVs. Smart TVs come with Netflix now. Shout out to the people who had been watching one of our calls from a couple weeks ago, but today really took off. Again, if you had Black Box or you saw my trade today on HMNY, I killed this one, man. HMNY, the alert came out at around 10:40 or so. And we just killed it on Black Box, man. HMNY, huge news. Verizon has a 9% stake in the company. They're literally the second largest owner of stock in HMNY. They're looking for ownership. I think they'll take it over this year. And I think I have Ken. Ken, are you on the air?
Yep. Can you hear me? I don't know if this phone's working.
Yes,
right.
Loud and clear, Ken. You gotta start off with the elephant in the room, man. FUSZ, your new high for the stock.
There was news after hours. You were of the news. They're sponsoring not the Oracle conference next week, but there's another different conference the week after next week on the 29th.
Okay, so
the news came out.
Another conference that they're going to.
Right, on the 29th, Monday the 29th.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, he's hitting the road, and he's getting guys to invest, and guys are taking large positions and holding those shares. And here we have a stock that, Ken, I think you brought to our attention at, 44 cents? I think.
I know. You also the engineer guy. I think he brought it even earlier than me at 10 cents. So I mean, I'll give him the credit, but I'll take credit too. I mean, who cares? We're all making money here.
Now trading at $2.15 a share, up 19.4% today alone. Oh God!
Listen, also, they're on the reg show list for the last 13 days. Reg show is that? Do you find that? Does that mean anything?
Not necessarily, man. I don't think so. I mean, I don't see how that would. I would ignore that.
Okay, but here's another thing. The strategy the CEO is using is really interesting. Like tonight at 11 o'clock, you'll see his new video for the week that he's going to be talking about all the investor conferences that he was at last week. Mm-hmm. And then every Wednesday at 3:15, he does that CEO radio show on iHeartRadio. The guy's brilliant, and plus he had a company, Telex, in the past. Mm-hmm. Years ago. They turned into a multi-billion-dollar company, so the guy's a tracker, which is good.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. So I mean, he's going to these conferences. He's getting guys to buy, and they're definitely following through, as you see here with new high today.
But you got to know. I mean, if you look at since January 17th, how this has gone. January was 8 cents. It went up to 75 cents. Came back down to 35 cents in a few days. Then went from 35 to 210 in 14 days. Then from 210 down to 77 cents in 3 days. And then from 77 cents to what we're at now at 215. So you really can trade this thing.
Yeah, I mean, this has not been a day trader stock. I mean, and good OTC stocks aren't. I mean, there are stocks that you have to invest in and set it and kind of forget it. If you understand the story, you've done your DD, you got to let the thing do what it's going to do. And, this has been an incredible reward for guys who've been hanging around this stock here since it really, got jumping off. Let me see, where did it even pass the 200? So it got above the 200 back on January 29th. So here we are, just over 95 days later, and you're up. I mean, I don't even know when to do the math. 14 cents to $2.15. I doubt you have anybody still holding, but I mean, just you want to talk about the reward for your patience. I think this is kind of, this is just where you just have to smile and say, okay, this is how you play OTC stocks. So congrats to those traders.
Yeah, definitely. It's really awesome. Now, I wonder, moving on to that Renova, RNVA, I mentioned to you I sold out today because we got a 10K coming out tomorrow or Wednesday. I just think it's going to suck. Obviously, I think they're going to probably do a reverse split. Why would it sell off on 50 million shares?
Yeah,
Below the 8
it was so disappointing on RNVA. It's not a big position for me, so maybe I'm being a sucker here by holding. But at the end of the day, I'm in it I just have a time frame, and I'm learning to hold longer. I'm learning to hold longer. And RNVA, yes, that 10K may be horrible. It may surprise in a good way too, but we don't know.
It can. You're right. You're
right. But even if it's disappointing, we at the end of the day know what the underlying story that's happening here, and the company's doing a good job, man. I think they're still on the right track, and this is going to be something where I'm looking. Let me put the 21. I want to see it bounce off where it is, tonight, because that's the 21 moving average. That's a pullback support line, and I want to see it bounce off that. Now, it's been able to hold even below that, but not too far below that, and we'll see what happens with RNVA tomorrow. It's going to be very telling.
It definitely will. It definitely will. And I didn't bring it up. The BYOC, you saw what happened last Friday. It cratered, went down to a nickel, and I guess it was a good bounce candidate. It could have made 50% on that today.
Yeah, let me pull up BYOC, and BYOC, it did crater. It again pulled underneath that pullback support line, and sure enough, though, today you got to some very, very low RSI levels, 24, 25. To start the day, and sure enough, we had some guys who decided, let's go for the ride here and see what happens.
Yeah, but that's again, just repeating how it's really you want to fall in love with the story, but you can't. I mean, remember in late January it was 15. Everyone's tweeting, everyone's on iHub. Yeah. Boosted capital. They're an institutional boutique. Their clients are going to buy it. That was a bunch of bull crap. Yeah. Bullshit.
Well, I mean, Ken, you most of these stocks are bullshit. I mean,
I know you are.
You got to keep it 100. But look, at the end of the day, we're playing the hype. We're playing into the storylines. And unfortunately, some storylines don't follow through the way they're told. And it is what it is. Let's see if BYOC will bounce off this and start a new line. We've seen marijuana. Marijuana has been dead for almost,
I was going to say that to you. Look at CANN.
Yeah.
CANN. Oh, my God.
Can is a stock that I trashed on my website.
I know you did.
It was a great short for almost a month for me, and sure enough, I had to get out of it at those low, single digits. But CANN has been on an absolute tear for the last couple of days. I mean, whether you're buying CANN or you're buying the MJ ETF itself, I mean, you've been doing really, really well. So, marijuana's hot right now.
Your MCOA is making a nice move today.
Yeah. And I've been preaching MCOA. This is a stock that I'm in, and every time I start, getting excited about some of these OTCs, they start shitting on me. So that's why I have been kind of hanging back a little bit. But MCOA has been one that I've been talking about very regularly. Once this starts taking off, it's going to hit a high number and then come right back down. But the amount of profit you'll be able to make on the ride up is it pays for itself. But we'll keep watching MCOA and many of these other marijuana stocks as they continue to ride higher.
One more thing, the Bitcoin, the BTSC, the BTCS, the charts still look good on those. And, Bitcoin, it hit a low of 5,900. We're around 8,000 now. Interesting.
We're
going to get past tax day tomorrow.
Right. And look, Bitcoin's down a little bit right now, but I'm still impressed with the fact that, it's been a couple of days and it's been doing all right. I mean, and you got buyers here. I'm looking on Coinbase. I'm looking at some of these other ones that you got buyers. It's flowing a little bit more aggressively, like I remember back in late summer, early winter. I'm seeing kind of guys tweeting about Bitcoin a little bit more again. It's interesting, man. It's really interesting to see what's going on here, and these Bitcoin stocks are coming alive. They took a little bit of an L today, so they're following, right? They're following very closely the action in the actual cryptocurrency. So, but I'm excited to see what could happen here.
And it should be interesting after tomorrow is tax day. It should be interesting how the market reacts after the taxes tomorrow.
Right.
I think it'll be very bullish on those.
Absolutely.
Enjoy. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. Yes, indeed. Juan Perez, you said the fib retracements work well. I was just looking at them today. I'm learning a lot more about those fib retracements. I still have a lot more to learn about them before I go. Because if you remember, Mr. Lloyd kind of brought them up to me, and I've always known about them, but I just kind of felt like, this indicator that tells you when exactly to buy. I've always been suspicious of those kind of indicators. But the more I read about it, I'm starting to understand exactly how it works. All right, so I still got more learning to do, though. Kenny Dutton brought 300 more of HMNY. I'm telling you right now that HMNY, I want to call 6 right now on HMNY. Verizon, the best mobile phone network in America, right? The first company that's going to get 5G, just took a stake, the second largest stake, in HMNY. This should be 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, does HMNY, and by the way, the only holder with the larger stake in HMNY is the CEO, who actually happens to be the owner of the company. Do your research on HMNY. They also bought, was it Friday or Thursday? They bought a website called MoviePhone. MoviePhone goes pretty far back to the late 1990s. It was a website that talked about movies. They made reviews. It eventually got bought out by AOL. Once AOL fell apart, it got sold to another company called Oath or something like that. You don't have to do your... and I read this last night. And now it's owned by HMNY. So HMNY getting themselves deeper into that footprint, and Verizon now being shown to be the second largest shareholder in HMNY. That's interesting. That's very interesting, and it kind of reminds me of when Tencent got exposed for having a 10% stake in Snap. If you remember, that practically stopped the sell-off after that last earnings report back in November. Snap was basically on its last legs. Then you come out, Tencent, we own this Chinese social media company, which is like the Facebook of China. They have a 10% position in Snap, and that basically halted the selling in that stock. So I'm looking for that to be a similar catalyst in HMNY, where now the sell-off is over, and now it's all about accumulating, a position here for the upside move in HMNY, because the catalyst is smooth right here. You're back above the 50 moving average, 50 RSI line, in HMNY. MACD crossed over a couple of days ago, and nothing but air up there in HMNY. Let's see. Hopefully it takes off. DNF Bob, absolutely, dude. You should have definitely had hold, bro. You should have held on HMNY. You know what these things can do. Multiple day running situations. Absolutely should have held. You said Tencent is finna be big brother. Well, the only reason Tencent is big in China is because Facebook is banned in China. Facebook would crush Tencent, overnight if Facebook was allowed in China. But China is a communist country. They don't they censor your freedom of speech in China. All right? So companies like Facebook are scary to political systems like communism. Fred, how are you guys going to trade ACIA? What is ACIA, sir? What is ACIA? Oh, okay, yeah, that was one of the biggest losers today. ACIA, still an expensive stock though. I mean, it was a $40 stock. I don't know too much about it. It had a decent PE. I guess obviously something came out Acacia. I'm going to have to learn a little bit. U.S. bans companies from selling Chinese phone maker. U.S. bans American comes from selling to Chinese. ZTE. Okay. So it looks like some kind of deal that fell through. From selling to Chinese phone maker ZTE. Yeah, I mean, look, one thing Donald Trump is not going to tolerate is he's not going to tolerate American companies giving any kind of secret or what's the word I'm trying to find? Any kind of like edge to some of these Chinese businesses. These Chinese businesses, they're flooded with cash. They cash mostly from the state government, and they use state government resources to buy American property, intellectual property, American, real estate and whatnot. And Donald Trump is very aware of that. He really understands that, when these Chinese companies make acquisitions in America, that they're coming from a place that may harbor ill will towards our toward our industries and to our security, man. And he's blocking all that shit. He's blocking all that shit. Competitive advantage. There we go, Red Rights. I appreciate that. So he's doing a good job with that. I'm with him 100% on that one, man, because you don't want to give another country, a competitive advantage over you. You come in here, you allow the Chinese to buy Sprint or some shit like that. These people shut down your, during an act of terror, they shut down your phone systems, and you don't know what these people are up to. These are the same people that wrote the book The Art of War, man. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Shit, you gotta watch these folks. WFT, somebody brought up WFT. Weatherford International. All right, oil related. Crude has been doing really well. I don't know if David, if you're watching, man, call up, because I had some people wanting to talk TVIX, man. Let me hit up David Lincoln. Would you like to call in so we can talk contango, man? Because that's basically what we're in. If you remember, David Lincoln was telling me about, because when you read that VIX Central website, right, before you buy TVIX, you look at VIX Central and you look from left to right. And in fact, I can pull it up. Let me while I'm doing that, let's look at some other tickers. RIG. Yep. RIG doing a really good job. If you like options, ExxonMobil been on a tear since the beginning of April. All right. As you see, you're up almost $7 a share. ExxonMobil. All right. Shout out to the guys buying deep in the money calls. They're more expensive, but you make big bucks. Deep in the money calls, buying monthly options. Buy a deep in the money monthly option. Give yourself 2 weeks, sometimes even 3 weeks, right? You got that high delta. You're getting that big move every day, as long as, of course, the stock continues to go higher. All right. If you want to play options, that's a really safe way to play, because if it goes against you, you're not paying for it too severely. The riskiest way to play options is buying out of the money calls, right? Because that's where you can get killed. The safe way is to buy those deep in the money calls, all right, and buying them a month, 2 months, 3 months out, and just kind of letting the thing ride out. All right, what's going on, Raul? All right. So let me see here. And going back, okay, that's David's picture. Do I have, okay, I still have that thing up. What's that contango? There it is. So if you look at, I still have it set up like he was just here. If you look at the VIX future, so as you can see here from, when you're looking at the chart from left, oh God, I don't want to keep messing it up. From left to right, as it continues to go higher, that means the VIX is going, stocks like, or not stocks, but what's the word for it? ETNs, like the VIX and TVIX, they're going to go down. They're going to go down. All right. So watch that interview for those of you guys who haven't watched that interview when he was here earlier. It was a couple episodes ago. All right. Not too long. Definitely not 10 episodes ago when he came on. So if it continues to go higher, TVIX should go down. And tickers like those inverse VIX plays will go up. All right. And we'll take a look at some of those inverse ETNs in just a second. Let me get back to the main screen here. And if we go back to those inverse plays, that's SVXU. This is one that I'm in during the day. SVXU, as you can see here, this is one that goes up as TVIX goes down. So this is an inverse to the TVIX. So if TVIX continues to go lower, SVXU continues to gap higher. All right? And as you can see here, since that pullback on the TVIX, when that came out of those 10s, started up here at 11 something, now it's at about 12.16. So you're up, just maybe $1.80, $1.70 or so since those levels. And SVXU. There are a couple other ones out there. They're not as liquid. SVXU was on a tear last year, 2017, if you remember. That was a great year for guys who were shorting TVIX or guys who were riding this inverse ETF higher. You got killed, though, once volatility returned back to the market. Boy, it showed no mercy. It showed no mercy to anybody who tried to hold on to those gains and got greedy. But as you can see, picking itself off the floor here, SVXU. You said TVIX is a buy. TVIX is a buy once that contango levels out a little bit. Right now, it's not a buy. I mean, you can go in now. You can go in now. You're just a bit early. You're just a bit early. And you're just going to have to hold. Don't get it twisted. One day, it's going to be 10 again. It's going to be 10.50. It's going to be 11 again. And yeah, if you're in it at 8, if you're in it at 7.55 or whatever it is that it was the low, yeah, you're going to be able to cash that in. Absolutely. We're in a very volatile time. We're at some highs here. We're at some highs here for the market. We're already struggling. I mean, you saw what the candlestick was for today's action on QQQ. I mean, we got a doji candlestick. So we're already showing some weakness here. We're already showing some weakness here. All right, I'm looking at the futures. That looks pretty weak. All right, You said, Londell Carter, you said you're in TVIX at 7. What's going on, Dr. Butterfly? You're at TVIX at 7. That's a good way to be in. I'm telling you right now, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 30 days, you're going to get your 9s, you're going to get your 10s again eventually. It's just how volatility works. It's just, do you have the guts to hold? Do you have the guts to hold? But you're going to get your 10 again. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, when you look at TVIX from some of those highs, all right, from those guys who some of those, right, 11s, they pulled back. Guys loaded up with the 7s. I mean, just go back to March. Just go back to March, right? You had those 11s, those 10s, eventually pulled back, right? Pulled back after that March volatility. Had a few days of calmness. You had the opportunity to buy TVIX at 6s, at 7s. And then sure enough, 2 weeks later, that 6, that 7 TVIX, you had the opportunity to almost double your money, sell 90, 95%, that position about 2 weeks later. So, if you're in TVIX at 8, you're in TVIX at 7 or at 8.05, 8.10, whatever it is, you're going to get your day. Absolutely. You're going to get your day. Yeah, right. You got to understand, real estate, what? It's location, location, location. Investing is patience, patience, patience. You know? Absolutely. And some guys don't have it, man. When we started this show 2 years ago, people thought we were going to do it for a week and disappear. We're still here. This is a journey. All right? And volatility might end up being some of you guys' best things to trade. You might just end up loving volatility. It might just be like, shit, you know what? Fuck these stocks. I'm just gonna trade, VIX all damn day. And there are guys who do that. All right? Let's keep it moving. Let's see what was hot today. 1 second. Let's see what was hot today on the markets. Let me pull up my equity feed. And again, shout out to all the guys who took advantage of that black box stocks indicator on HMNY, man. We tore the shit out of that. Woo! We tore the shit out of HMNY today, man. We destroyed HMNY today, so for huge gains. All right. 1 second here. Let me poker face. All right. Succeeder 18. Oh, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Sleepy. That's what's up, man. All right. So while that comes up, give me your tickers that you guys traded today. All right. Let me see here. I'm pulling them up now. Let's see here. Had a few nice ones today, but besides that, you didn't have that much. Of course, we already talked about HMNY and how that tore the floor up, man. APVO, that was a nice move in APVO today. 17% gain in that. All right, I don't know what the storyline is here. It looks like something having to do with, when I see anything having to do with T cells, I'm thinking HIV, I'm thinking cancer probably. And as you guys know how those make the market go nuts. Hey, Dr. Butterfly, were you in Netflix? Because I remember you called up about it. So I'm curious to know if you ended up buying some calls or something in that, because I know you got to be, a very, very happy woman right now if you have some calls on Netflix. Somebody put up EEP, Enbridge Energy, small cap oil and stock play. Boy, this is a cheapie. 14 times earnings. $10 stock, but boy, it's a big company. It's got a $4 billion market cap. Again, I don't know what happened here, but it's been on a nice little tear from those lows in the 9s. Now up 10.53. Crude doing really well. Really well right now. MCOA, Woody Wright, on a tear, man. One of my favorites, MCOA. Eldorado Gold. Eldorado Gold is a nice little volatile gold play. And gold has been finally showing some kind of life. I tweeted that out about almost a week and a half ago now, that gold will be showing some signs of life last week. And sure enough, it did. And nice to see gold finally, getting into the conversation again when we talk about gains. And MCO, EGO, MUX. This one's kind of behind a little bit. No gain, no foul on MUX today. But those plays are some really interesting small cap gold stocks that run when gold really starts to make the move. All right. He said, hop in TVIX because the market is due for a red day. Yeah, Corey Kwan. I mean, again, just you want to get in at those lows. You want those sevens, right? You want those sevens. You want those low eights. Once it starts pushing at 9 or so, or once it starts pushing back above 850, you're probably, I don't want to say, you're just in that zone where it's like, is it going to go up or is it going to come back down? And I'd hate for you to buy, some 890s or something like that. So definitely want to get it while you can, and then just sit and hold. POTN, man, POTN. I'm always just embarrassed every time I bring up POTN. This was kind of behind, the times and on the whole MJ hype, right? This should be taken off, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. The float could be a little bit larger than what it used to be. That could be holding it back, but that float, whatever that float is, it's nowhere near as large as some of the other ones that are running like hemp or MJNA. So I'm not sure what's going on with POTN right now. All right. I don't know what's going on with POTM right now. Let me go back to hemp, for example. If you look at what hemp is doing, all right, couple days here, no 2% today, not much. This one should be moving a little bit more aggressively too. MJNA, everybody loves MJNA because that's the one people like to buy. But I would look, if you're in POTN, if you're in hemp, I would sit tight. It's gonna come to you. It's gonna come to you. Sit tight. Sit tight. Beam in. You got in Netflix at 309.30. I hope you're talking about options, man. I mean, are you buying shares of Netflix at 309 a pop? Maybe you got it like that, bro. Maybe you got it like that. All right. Yeah, appreciate that, relative. USEI, yeah, USEI. A lot of people, kind of sleeping on that one. That one's back to those triples. But a lot of people don't have the patience that, warranted USEI. If you remember, USEI was one of my favorites, and we finally got the move, right? You finally did make, your 600% on your money. You finally did make your 600% on your money, but it did take a while to get there, admittedly. It did take a while to get there. But guys made money on it. All right. GPLX. Yep. This is kind of one of those. This is also a cannabis-based play. Check out the marijuana index for the list of MJ plays, whether it be Canadian or U.S. based MJ plays. You can go to marijuanaindex.com. Marijuanaindex.com. It's this index of all the marijuana plays, and it just kind of follows. And it's got a price. It's not a real index. It's just something where they're basically calculating all the prices together and coming up. And, of course, you got that. I mean, you got some other ones out there, right? Kush Bottles. Kush Bottles is another one of my favorite. Seen Kush Bottles ones. They got basically monopoly in that business. Either you're selling retail marijuana, medical marijuana, you're using containers from Kush Bottles, or you're using some kind of fake-ass Rubbermaid brand from the dollar store, or maybe you're making one of your own. But if you're looking for, purely made for the retail medical marijuana-based, marijuana community, bottles, right, correct containers, then you have to go to Kush Bottles. So they've got basically a monopoly there. There's Kush Bottles, and then, of course, AC Heating and Cooling. SRNA. That was moving. That moved way too fast, almost for its own good. Went from 14 to 30, 14 cents to 30 cents, 100%, and pulled back a little bit today, almost 8%. Yeah. Kush Bottles is game over on that. Kush Bottles one day is going to be it's going to be up there, man. I think it's going to be an acquisition target for somebody someday. All right. Let's keep it going. UPS. I see that UPS call. What was that? I think that was Jeff there. July 110 call on UPS. Let me see. What are you doing? July on UPS. July 110 call. Oh, that's a solid play. Yeah, July 110 on UPS. That's what's up. That's a good call. July, we at 109.24. You're looking at a July option. You got more than enough time on that. You know, you probably paid something nice for it, and it's gonna be worth it, man. You just little bit out the money. All right, that's a good play. That's a good play. That's a good play. You know, the 95 July call probably would have been even better money, but look, I know that's a lot more. It's much more expensive. Much more expensive. Oh, Sing is another marijuana play, right? But they went blockchain. Yeah, they went blockchain. And damn, dude, they're in the death spiral now, bro. Shit. They look like they're in a goddamn death spiral now, man. Gotta let them go, bro. Shit. What else? MSRT has blockchain. Yeah, Mass Roots. Mass Roots is another MJ play. Somebody said they got a blockchain thing. Well, you remember when blockchain was how everybody, all these companies came out and said they had something on the blockchain. You know, and if Bitcoin becomes hot again, you'll start to see that as well. I'm still waiting for the Supreme Court to announce that thing on sports betting. I don't know what's taking them so long. It should have been last month. I don't know what's the Supreme Court waiting for. You know, sports betting. I don't know what are they waiting for? I mean, articles coming out every day about the Supreme Court is ready to decide. Supreme Court is ready, but they're, you know, the state of New Jersey is like, fuck it, we're just going to go ahead. We're just going to move forward. The state of New Jersey has decided to move forward. They're like, fuck it, man. We got Atlantic City. You know, we're not going to sit here and wait. We're just going to keep it going. Yeah, that was fun. The blockchain stocks, Riot, Elfin, those were fun. And then you had a couple of them got halted. Somebody bringing up that ticker I. That was that I. You know, I've seen this go higher, and I don't. You know, the stock popped up. They got a FAA contract. Look, government contracts. You know, look, we've seen stocks here that you know had a $60 million government contract from the Census Bureau. Didn't do shit for the stock. Sure enough, this FAA contract that Intelsat got. Obviously, investors are madly in love with Intelsat. And sure enough, I have no doubt you're probably getting the squeeze of your lifetime. That's what's going on in this stock, because it looked like they caught some people flat-footed on that one. Clear as day on this stock, ticker I. And if you look, yeah, man, it's just been tearing somebody a new asshole over the last several days, as you can see here on this ticker. All right, beautiful, beautiful buy and hold on ticker I from $8. And you know what? You want to know something? This is what HMNY is going to look like in a couple days. This is what HMNY is going to look like in a couple days. Shout out to those traders, though, in this stock, man. Shout out to those traders in this stock. All right? I'll give it to them, man. Nice move on that. Yeah, CVO, piece of shit. God damn, man. That was supposed to be a monster, too. They're gone now, right? Then they're gone. God, man, was a fucking piece of shit, man. I was so fucking excited that night too, man. Like, ooh, 60 million, woo. Because their fucking market cap was like 22 million or some shit like that. I'm like, oh shit, we about to pop off, man. Yeah, it had me huffing and puffing the whole night, man. I was, already thinking about that, what I was going to spend that money on. Oh, man. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. HMNY yeah, well, that's the thing, man. That's why I'm excited about HMNY, and because I know that he's got a huge percentage of the short the float that's short, and you know what I'm saying, and what's going on, babe? Okay, you want to say hi to the people real quick? You don't want to say hi to the people? All right, so you going home? Oh, okay. All right, so yeah, man. So HMNY has a huge float that's short. HMNY has a huge float that's short. So that's why you got some people who think this is a one-day move in HMSY. HMNY. My bad. HMNY. Hold on. What are you talking about? HMSY. You talking about something else? HMSY. Shirley Lewis. Why are you excited about HMSY, sir? Or ma'am? Ma'am? I figure you're a woman. Give me a call. 305-600-2896. You guys know the number. What's going on, Donzel Essex? Yeah, put your whole account into it. Oh, man. You need to put your... Well, look, you got some trades that you can't put your whole damn account in, man. You know what I'm saying? You got some trades out there like that. You got some trades like some of the... like I'm not even going to lie. I've done it before. I wouldn't risk it now. It's too much now. It's too big now to do. But, yeah, man. Especially when you're, below, like... If you're below 10,000... If your account is below 10,000... And dude, you see an opportunity that's and you're a young guy, you know what I mean? You can get that money back, and you see an opportunity out there for you to, possibly double up. Make an assessment, man. I'm not saying go all in, but I'm not gonna lie to you that there were some trades that I've had in the past, right? When I first started trading that, I saw a trade and I'm like, oh man, I saw an OTC that I knew that I was going to take off. I saw, and I'm like, damn, I could make some quick bread. And it can work out. It could work out. It could work out. Yeah, I'll try to cover it so I can show y'all that bubble though, man. That's what I wanted to show y'all, that stupid bubble. 312, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal.
Hey, who am I speaking with?
Norman Powell.
Hey, Norman. Appreciate you, man. I think this is your first time calling, right?
Yes, it is, sir.
All right. Appreciate you, man. You've been a long-time listener. I appreciate you, man. I've been seeing you in the chat room quite often. I mean, for, how long you been, listening to my show?
Probably for, almost a year now?
Yeah,
maybe a little bit less.
Yeah, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for calling up, man. What you got for us?
Well, I'm just following up on your HMNY. You're already stated 69% short interest. Verizon, large stake in the company. Also, the CEO, large stake.
Yeah.
And it's been trending pretty well the last few days.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Looking pretty good.
I think it's a big deal, man. Again, a player like Verizon in the play. It's moving up. I think you get a good day tomorrow from the news as well. Guys coming home from work, traders coming to see the news, looking at the chart, saying, okay, we're above the 50 RSI line. This is where I want to get in and see what can happen. So, look, put some days on it, put some weeks on it, put some months on it. I think, you can turn around and see HMNY. Can we get an IntelliSat kind of move where we're at $10 in the next week and a half? Or do we, maybe as a nice gentle trot to the double digits again? Either way, I just feel like double digits, at least six, but I think double digits are in sight now that we know that, okay, we've got some large players who now see HMNY as a serious investment potential.
All right. So what do you think about it coming up there to fill that gap down? Probably, what is it, around $5 or $6?
Yeah, that goes back to what I said about $6. That's $6, and I again, we'll take it to that level. I think sure you might have some resistance, right? At that, what is that? 586 to be exact is that top. But I mentioned on Twitter earlier today, I said 6. But yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Now that we know we got a Fortune 100 player as the second largest owner in HMNY. So this is not just a company that has a very lucrative product. Now we've got, all right, a Fortune 100 company, a company with real muscle and real capital invested here as the second largest shareholder. And why not? See HMNY at the 6s. We're talking about a company with a $75 million market cap here. So,
right,
yeah, man, I think the upside potential is huge for HMNY.
Do you think it's kind of strange though, Sal? If you go back to like 3.5, you have quite a few red days there coming down. Do you think that Verizon was actually maybe accumulating shares as it was going down? Because that was quite a few days, about 10 to 15 days, going straight down. Every day was red.
Oh, absolutely. I have no doubt, bro. I have no doubt that these companies were doing that. I mean, if it's so smart for them to come out and say that now. And
exactly.
I mean, because they could have easily had came out and said when they owned 1%, right? When they owned 1, when they owned 2, when they owned 3, when they owned 5% of the company, they could have came out and said it. But they now have said it now that they're the second largest shareholder. They came out and said, all right, we own a stake in the company, boo-boo. And, it's going to be an interesting ride to see now going higher. HMNY at that point, too, I know there was, a little bit of drama. People were wondering, well, are they profitable? Why did they lower the price of the Movie Pass product? But obviously now we know that, with the kind of financial backing that they could have now, it makes sense for them now to have a product where it's a little bit lower, so their profit margins are maybe thinner, because they may play into, an acquisition for Verizon in a different kind of way. So now it's not, we're desperate for money, but now we can be a part of another organization where we're just a part of many different lines of businesses. So, it's an interesting story. I'm invested in HMNY for clarification and clarity. I'm in, HMNY, and I have no doubt, I want to see this move higher.
Well, what about the Cuban, Mark Cuban's stake with his chain of theaters? Was that a couple weeks ago, I think, that news came out that, was it the Regal Theater? I forgot the name of the set of theaters that Cuban owns, but they made some type of deal with him.
Yeah. I mean, so it's all lining up.
Falling in place.
It's all falling in place, right? It's all falling in place, and look, they're not going to let it run to 15 and then go ahead and initiate a buyout offer, right? I mean, this is something where this could happen, at 10, at 9, who knows? But they're not going to make it more expensive for themselves and then buy out. So this could happen any day now. It could happen a week from now. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just speculating. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited about what the upside could be here.
Hey, I like the new look, though. The new look that you have on screen here, I like that quite a bit.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, definitely wanted to freshen it up, make the screen a little bit bigger and larger and get that box out of the way. And I think guys really like it, and I appreciate the fact that you do as well.
Oh, yeah. Great show, Sal.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, bye-bye.
Yes, indeed.
Right.
Shout out to that brother for calling up, man. Long-time listener. I appreciate you, man. Yes, indeed. All right. Yeah. Let me give them the kids hooray. All right. Let me give them the kids hooray. Yes, indeed. All right. What's going on, Lawrence King? SLNN. SL. I don't have an SLNN, bro. Yeah, I don't have an SLNN. You're going to have to let me know what's going on there. Yeah, Shirley. Yeah, I want Shirley Lewis to call in. Shirley, call in, man, because I don't know what you see in that healthcare stock. You know, I was a big fan of healthcare for a long time when we talk about Genesis Healthcare, and you know, Genesis Healthcare. It's been a nice little sleeper, but I mean, it's just so slow, man. 50 cents took. What was the 50 cent? 50 cents took. What was that? It took almost 2 months to make 50 cents. But, I mean, the stock is so cheap, though, so you can really load up. It's going in the right direction. So, I'm still watching Genesis Healthcare. If it cracks 2, I'm going to go on the ride. If it cracks 2, I'm going to go on the ride. It looks good on the daily. Let's go to the weekly. That's where I'm really kind of paying attention to it, because now we're above the 50 RSI even on the weekly. So, now it's like, okay. Now you got my attention. Now you got my attention, because this is a stock that I rolled up 2016. Those of you guys who've been watching the show long enough, you remember Genesis Healthcare used to be one of my favorite stocks. You say about DCTH? Yeah, DCTH. DCTH. They're in OTC land, I think, now, right? Yeah. And I forgot about DCTH. Forgot about them. DCTH. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're OTC land. Yep. DCTH. God damn, man. Shit's so beat up, I got to zoom in. Oh, man. Yeah, there it is. Damn. That stock is beat the hell up. DCTH. 31 on the RSI. Ooh, okay. I might want to watch it now. Kind of looking like RNVA when it was at those levels. Gotta watch it now. Got some life coming in. Yeah. Genesis Healthcare. Yeah, I like Genesis Healthcare. They got a good business, man. They basically operate long-term healthcare facilities for old people. But after I started looking into the business, man, it's very, very plantation-ish. You know what I mean? I'm not, it's kind of like I went into one of those long-term healthcare facilities. It's a lot of sisters, and they're pushing old folks. The kind of people that was like, trying to keep your grandma from going to school. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I don't know if I want to be invested in this shit like that, you know what I mean? So I got a little salty on that business, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Shit. Yeah. So I got a little salty on that business. Goddamn. Got honeys wiping ass for $7.80 an hour. Damn. Shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how the margins be like, man. That's why I'm like, why are these margins so high? Like, you taking care of people. You sleeping there, they eating there. I mean, the margins shouldn't be this high. But then when you start to do research and you find out they really only got like one nurse for 20 patients, and then the rest of them are like women who have like these 8-week certifications, and they pay them like barely minimum wage, and that's how they kind of get around that shit. So I'm like, man, it's some slavery type shit. I don't think I can fuck with this no more. You know what I mean? So, I'm very sensitive about my capital. I don't fuck with private prisons, and I don't fuck with, businesses that exploit people. I can't fuck with that. Let's keep it going, man. What else you guys trading, man? What else you guys trading? All right. Shout out to Jeff Thayer on that UPS call. That looks good. But I was watching CNBC, and a dude on CNBC was a woman, actually. She was talking about that Amazon could start their own delivery system. I mean, they pretty much already got it. But Amazon is seriously thinking about, like, just, basically if you're about 100 miles from a distribution center, they're just gonna have somebody come to your house and drop it off. They're not even gonna go through the mail anymore. And I like that idea. I like that idea, man, because I think a lot of people could be put to work, doing those deliveries, man. Doing those deliveries. Now, obviously, the relationship has gotten a bit salty between government and, well, I wouldn't say government, between the White House and Amazon, right? Between the White House and Amazon. Under Obama, Amazon would basically, they could do anything, man. You know what I'm saying? They could basically do anything. And it's the 8 years under Obama is where you really saw Amazon kind of take off, right? I mean, when you look at, the last 8 years, since 2008 and 2016, that's where you see Amazon go from, sub 100 to, over damn near 1,000. So under Obama, Amazon was like, shit, this Obama, that's our, I don't want to say the word, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Jeff Bezos and Obama was, brother from another mother. You know what I'm saying? So now that Trump is in the White House, Bezos owns the Washington Post. Now feelings aren't that positive. So, believe it or not, though, Trump doesn't have that much power right now because he's pretty weak. Trump is pretty weak right now. He's got a lot going on. He's pretty weak right now. Amazon, Amazon Prime, the Amazon Flex, right? Yeah, Georgia General. They're doing the little deliveries, like I said. Got people showing up at your place an hour later, 2 hours later, depending on what you buy. Because I know the 1 hour, 2 hour stuff is limited in terms of, what they have to bring to you, depending on what you're asking for. Yeah. You said it cost the postal. Yeah, that's a lie, man. Companies like Amazon have been saviors to the Postal Service. If it wasn't for e-commerce, bro, the Postal Service would have been gone. 954, you're on the air. What's up?
Yo, Sal, they did it already, man. Like, they had this Spanish girl showed up at my house delivering packages. What the heck?
Yeah, man, they're already doing that. Absolutely, man. It's not, I don't think it's available all over the country just yet, so you may be probably near a distribution center. But, yeah, man, I mean, and by the way, that's a pretty convenient, way to get the package, right? I mean, you get it the same day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right about that, though. Take a look at CELZ.
Okay, CELZ. Oh, OTC?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
Yeah. I don't know. I just looked it up, and it just going up. I was like, okay, I got in at 007.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at it. I'm like, well, let me stay in for a little bit longer.
Okay.
So it looks pretty good. So I don't know.
Do you happen to know like what the company does or anything like that?
Dude, I don't even know.
Oh, okay.
I just tried it out.
Okay.
I just tried it out. I was like, what the heck? And I like what you got, RNVA. It's pretty cool. I like it. I think, I don't know. I'm going to stay on that one.
All right, man.
I got it pretty low.
Appreciate you, bro. We'll take a look at the CELZ, though.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to him. He's like, man, I don't even know what the company does or nothing. It was going up, so I'm in, All right, let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at CELZ. And man, you got a lot of sellers on that level too, though, man. Shit, you got some sellers on that. I'm seeing a couple blocks here for $690. All right, you got a couple $200,000, 200 share sellers. I mean, it's got a lot of volume coming in and out, but boy, there's somebody's dropping blocks. Looks like Creative Medicals engaged in stem cell research, applications to treat male and female sexual dysfunction, infertility. All right. So this kind of reminds me of that one stock Mr. Lloyd was playing last year. I forgot what the name of that ticker was. But this reminds me a lot of things. They were selling infertility or kind of, get hard, get your balls hard type of. Not your balls hard, but you know what I'm talking about. How to get your thing up, basically, type shit. He said Trump giving Putin a cookie for not screwing with us in Syria. Yeah, man. But you know what? Trump didn't even want to do that, man. Go back and watch that speech he did, man. I've never seen Trump put a speech like that. He was like, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to, drop some motherfucking bombs on Syria. This is a coalition support. I mean, he didn't want to do it, man. He didn't want to do it. I'm telling you right now, just like Alex Jones was saying, I think Trump is compromised. I think the globalists, they have something on them, whether it be taxes, whether it be something, but they got something on that, man. And Trump has been compromised, bro. They're like, man, look, if you don't join this coalition of the willing, coalition of the exploiting, your ass is going to jail. Your ass is going to jail. So he's like, man, fuck it. He's signed off on it. Because I can't even believe he agreed to that. What else? Somebody put what was that? BEIL? The hell is that? I don't have no BEIL. I don't even recognize it. Thought process. Might want to check your ticker. Look into transportation stocks. They're going to be making money off electronic log mandates. Yeah, it's about time we start having that, man. Those electronic log mandates should have been, in the system. American Airlines, first thing that comes off the top of my head when I look at American Airlines, that's actually oversold at these levels here. Look at that American Airlines at some interesting support levels. This is going back to 2017. Here's American Airlines, probably go over. I don't know. Where are we on the 200 on this one? Oh, wow. They're actually below the 200. Okay. All right. So it's been kind of riding the 200 higher. But now you're below the 200 moving average on American Airlines. Boy, this is real beat up. I got to zoom. And, okay. MACD hasn't crossed yet. Got the spinning top. It's still very bearish. This is still a very bearish pattern. Yeah, it's not really a buy until you get yeah, man. I mean, because all your red days are still really swallowing up your green days. So sellers are still very much in control here, at least over this period of time, these last couple days. You had a nice gain today, 1.16%. I would keep watching this. I think if you were to jump in now, you might be still a little bit early. But American Airlines, they should. Georgia General should move on that news because it say it's going to clear the system out, right, and make things work better for passengers. And I've always felt sorry for, those women who work those ticket counters because, man, it's all fun when things are working appropriately, but people get so stressed out when it comes to flying. And I've just never been a dude who just, okay, my flight is late. Because I always buy insurance. When I'm buying flight, I always buy insurance. So, you can fuck me all day. I mean, I'm going to get a free flight. I'm going to get, something. I'm going to get first class. I'm going to get something. I'm going to get something. You know what I mean? I'm going to get something. So if we're talking transportation and you're talking airlines, It is what it is. Yeah, Kush bottles. Yeah, we talked Kush bottles earlier. You said trucking? So trucking, well, we don't fuck with Flying J around here. We don't fuck with Flying J. What's that other one? Where it's a gas station. It's a publicly traded, it's a gas station where it's truckers like to go there. And they also have like McDonald's in the restaurant sometimes. I forgot what it's called. I used to know what the ticker was. And it says a very simple ticker too. It's like T or something like that. Or it's like one letter word or something to that effect. I forgot what the name was. TA? Was it TA? Travel Centers. Yeah, there it is. It's Travel Centers. Yeah. I don't fuck with Pilot Flying J. Pilot Flying J is racist. Remember, man? Pilot Flying J said they don't like black people, man. You can't fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? It's like Starbucks. They say they don't like black folks. So, all right, okay. No, you can't spend my money there. You know? But Travel Centers of America, we'll see how it works out. Travel Centers of America, I didn't really know of the business until I saw a documentary, and it was about trucking. This was a couple of years ago, and I didn't know that women who work those trucking they call them rats or something like that. Do I have any truckers in here? What do they call those women that work the trucking lots and stuff like that? Like little they call them trucking rats or something like that. I know I got a trucker in here somewhere. What do they call those women? And these guys were, one guy was like, he was just starting out trucking. Another guy was like a veteran. He was like trying to save up to buy his own truck. And I forgot what the name of it. Lot lizards. Yeah, there we go. Lot lizards. There we go. Yeah, lot lizards. I was like, what the fuck? They call these women lot lizards, bro. Those are hilarious, man. That was hilarious. And dude, these lot lizards are so fucking beat up, bro. They're like, it just reminds me of the military. Because, when you're in the military, after a while, when you've been around so many men, dude, like a 4 is like a dime. You know what I'm saying? A 4 is like a dime. You're like, God damn. I might have to put a paper bag on her head, but man, shorty got a fat butt. You know what I mean? Like, just, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? Her breath stink. You know what I'm saying? Her teeth are crooked. So, like, can't really get no head. But, damn, look at them big ass titties. You know what I mean? That's how it is. So I saw the same things when I saw those lot lizards, because you can see these guys that have been, you obviously have been on the road. I mean, you're probably away from your girl, your wife, and these dudes, I'm looking at some of these lot lizards, and I'm like, damn, man, like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking right now, bro? Crazy shit. LSTR 1.9%. Landstar Systems. Okay, ground freight and logistics. I'm still waiting for that Tesla truck, man. I don't know. They can't even get the Model 3s. I don't even know how they're gonna get the trucks out. They can't even get the Model 3s to get popping right. 203, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal, this is Ron Anderson. I lost my phone, so I'm using my wife, Renique Anderson's phone. So you see that name until I replace it. It's me.
Yes, indeed. I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I'm the one who started that $20 challenge, too.
Okay.
Me and Pat, we started that. But they got rid of them I'm a truck driver. They got rid of them lot lizards, man. You ain't going to find no lot lizards no more.
Really?
No truck stop. Yeah, man. You go to Gary, man. They got so many cops in there. They know what the local hookers look like, you know.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna find they don't put them girls out of business. You gotta go to the mall or go to the gym. You know, the TA they okay.
Yeah.
I like Petro myself, but when I was running over the road.
Yeah. Now, do you guys take? I mean, is it okay for you guys to take your woman on the road?
Oh yeah, I had my wife up in Wisconsin, and all over my wife, my son.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have them all over the country. Just put them in a truck and go.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I mean, that's I feel like that would be like that's good bonding time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My wife's Jamaican, so when her mom's home, she don't call me that much. But when she's gone, she's on the phone with me every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how I gotta listen to my show.
Yeah.
Gotta get off this phone,
Right.
And
'cause I know they can go for a long time too. So absolutely.
Oh yeah, man. But how's CNXS doing? They've been getting a lot of volume. That's that big Mike Tyson big. They've been getting crazy volume on that stock.
It's been getting crazy volume, but these, they need to buy it and then hold it, and then get more guys to come in. So Mike Tyson Bitcoin still at 0001. So it'll break out one day. It's just you just need more buyers to load in, and then just keep loading. And that's the kind of thing when you have a stock like that's got a huge float. Will you break out? You'll break out, but it's just, you still need guys to buy and load. And that's just kind of what it's going to take for that one.
And then you got your stock, GAWK. I've been in, they're current too now.
Yeah.
They became current. And so I got some shares in that stock. Mm-hmm. And I think that stock about to do something.
Absolutely. I think this could definitely pop off, man. Both of those stocks are again, they're lottery tickets, but I mean, once they move out of those 000 levels, and they will, then But again, I don't know how long from now, but when they do that, it's going to be a nice little reward for you at the end of that.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah. All right, enjoying the show, Sal. I'm sitting in traffic here in Connecticut right now.
Appreciate you, brother, man. Thank you for listening.
All right, take care.
Yes, indeed, man. They said they got rid of the lot lizards. All right, got rid of the lot lizards. Mr. Lloyd, call me back, Mr. Lloyd. I saw you call me. Call me back, Mr. Lloyd, before I get the people out of here. 206, Mr. Lloyd, I appreciate you. What else? Yeah, Guac. Yeah, Guac. Also, Mike Tyson Bitcoin. Mike Tyson. Yeah, we definitely talked HMNY, K-Mac. It's moving, bro. It's going to be a mover. It's going to be a mover. Even if tomorrow is a red day, that's probably your opportunity to get in. Because I know some of you guys are like, man, let me get in on a pullback. It's probably, we'll see what happens. All right. Red Rise, you say you're waiting for PSID? Yeah, PSID, that's another one that's, let me see here. PSID. Yeah, that's another one at the 0001 level. Look, these stocks, look, they got some floats. They got a float, but, if you're patient and you got a couple bucks on the side, I mean, why not? Wake up one day and, your little $100 is turned into $500, because you're at 0005 or 0006. And if the volume is there, you can get your money out and keep it moving. But, yeah, it could take a while. All right. I just don't know. I don't know thought process. Again, this is when you're talking OTCs, bro, you don't know. But, people who've been watching this show, that it does happen. And, those guys are rewarded for their patience. But that's the risk that comes with playing, 000s, man. Mr. Lloyd, what's going on, bro?
What's up, man? Happy Monday to you, man. How you holding up? How's your week?
Good. Everything. Week's starting really, really well, man. I appreciate you.
That's good, man. Yeah, I was thinking about the little lottery play you're talking about. As far as, I've seen it one time in my lifetime, man. But you got to sit in that motherfucker for a long time.
Yeah, man. It could be several months. Absolutely.
Right. And I don't know, Mag, if you still listening, man. But yeah, he told us about a KDRH. It was, I don't even think it's planned anymore, but it was like 2 cents, and I bought in right at the ask at 7 cents, and I got stuck with those bags for, it was like $300 in bags for almost a year. And one day I opened up E-Trade, just to see what the hell was going on, and I saw $800 in the account. I was like, wow. So I mean, it's possible, you know what I'm saying? And but those type of players, you got to do a lot of research, man, and then you really got to follow a lot of news just to see if they're going to blow up or not. But Sal, I got my weekly confession, man. I'm gonna tell you something, and I don't know how many people are out there in the same position, but I've been taking profits like birds eating food. You know what I'm saying? Like, the little seeds, and basically when I lose money, it's like elephant shit. So basically I take profits small. Instead of the other way around. I mean, how do you feel your profit versus your loss take? I mean, do you feel like your profits like elephant shit, and your losses like bird feed, bird food?
Yeah, basically like that. I mean, when I go into any trade, because now I'm more into the small caps that trade on NASDAQ and NYSEs, but it's 10%. So I mean, if I'm out 10%, it sells off and I'm out. So it is what it is. So whatever, if I ever take a loss, is because it hit my stop at 10%, and I'm off to another thing. But when I let my profits run, which I should do more often, yeah, it's typically a very solid return for me. Absolutely, that's kind of how I've been trading now.
Yeah, so currently I'm working on trading psychology, and what I've learned is that I can't tell you how many times I look at those red and green candles as like a knife, you know what I'm saying? Like it's evil. But when you go to the casino and put $100 in the machine, you're pressing the button, you don't have that same fear like you do with the candlestick. I mean, you understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I hear you.
When you get into a position and as soon as you see that big red candle forming, you start to panic like you're like you get ready to lose your life. But you can put $100 in a slot machine and basically not have that same fear, but even though you're losing, but you don't have that same fear. So basically, the way I'm learning now, I'm reprogramming myself to process, so I don't see that candlestick as death. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as the fear. Mm-hmm. So once I get rid of that fear, basically, he's saying, or the trading psychology is saying, is that once I get rid of that fear, I should be making more consistent gains. But until you can get rid of that fear of that candlestick when you get in the position, because you should have that same mentality of a slot machine when you play. When you hit that button, you don't have no fear of that money going out. It shouldn't be any different.
Right.
And so basically that's what I'm working on. I know it sounds kind of goofy, but I know many people look at a candlestick and like, oh my gosh, I'm losing money. But how come you don't have that same fear when you play a slot machine? It should be the same, right?
Absolutely.
You put but anyways, man, that's all I wanted to share with you, man. And but yeah, what you think about this Bitcoin, man? We going back to the top or what?
No, I look, bro. I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed that it feels real. Like people are really trying to buy in again, man. And I'm hitting at the corner store and I'm hearing guys talk about Bitcoin again, and it feels real. It feels real. Let's see. I'd love to see it hit 10, right? I'd love to see 10 get hit before I get excited again about Bitcoin.
Right.
I think if we hit 10 and we start moving past 10, then I'll get excited about Bitcoin again. But for right now, it's just kind of like, okay, it's up, it's doing well, but let's see if it's going to actually hold.
And I got a question for some of the callers. I want you guys' opinion on this. Do anybody have the same fear when they hit the slot machine button as they see a candlestick? And is there a difference? And so tell me, why is there a different feeling from a slot machine to a candlestick. If you put the same value in trading into a slot machine, I'm telling you, it doesn't feel the same. So if somebody can explain why, I'm curious on how you guys feel about it. So that's all I want to share, man. And thank you for letting me speak.
Appreciate you, Mr. Lloyd. Thank you for the call. All right. So, yeah, I mean, guys, if you want to answer that for Mr. Lloyd, you're free to do so in the chat room. My take on that is that, look, $500 in a trade and $500 in a slot, guys can cash out, man. They can cash out, and they feel like they can cash out anytime when you're talking about on a slot or something like that. Whereas on the trade, you feel, I guess you just feel like you can't, 857, you're on the air. What's up?
What's going on? I got a question too, because I was dealing with that same psychological, I don't know what you want to call it, fear. But one thing I did to help me with it, and it might sound crazy, but I just imagine all the bars one color. And so that way I don't get misconceived by the price action, and I just follow the trend. The overall trend, I step back, take a little time, wait for the trend to develop, and I follow the trend and disregard the color. And because the price action is gonna follow the trend, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, what Mr. Lloyd is suffering from is kind of getting too much in. You're absolutely right. Too much into the very next. What's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? Whereas what you're doing, just following the trend, it makes perfect sense, because then you're not necessarily, depending on your time frame, you're not necessarily just, looking.
Because what I do is I like to trade. I've been day trading options, and most of the option action is like the first hour of the market or whatever. And I was getting killed like the first 5 minutes. I see that big green bar, and then I'll get in, and then the next 5 to 10 minutes, the trend reverse, and then it's all the way tanking. So what I did, I do a lot of simulation, like probably as much as I do the option, I do more simulating. Mm-hmm. And one thing I learned is as the closer that bar gets to closing, the closer you can see the price action, which way it's going. Like the closer the bar gets to closing, if the price is rising up, I notice it get real violent as it starts to rise, or if it's going the other way, it get real violent. So I think if you step back a little bit longer and just wait and follow the trend, you have a better opportunity and cut your losses short. That's what I've been doing too. Like I'm playing options, so I'm cutting my losses at like $20, $10, and that gives me a lot more option play, because if you're losing, if you got $1,000 and you lose $100 on each option, then you only got 10 times before you can go bankrupt. But if you do it cut it at $20, then you have a lot of more times before you can break your bank with $1,000.
There it is. Absolutely, man. Appreciate the call, bro.
That's all I was calling to say. Okay, cool.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to that caller. And yeah, Red Rides was right, man. 100 shares to 1,000 shares is, it can be very different different mental game, man. Different mental game. That's why a lot of guys like position sizing in. They like position sizing in because, if they're unsure about the move, they'll dip in with 100 shares, 10 shares, depending on the price. But that's not the max, right? That's not what they want to put into the trade. They just like, okay, let me test the water with that. And if it goes their way, then boom, you'll start to see more of it go in. You don't need a large position to build into an account. Absolutely. That's true, Yusuf. All right. That's absolutely true. Appreciate the call. I should have got his name. He sounded very familiar. All right. So a couple more tickets, then we'll get you guys up out of here. Oh, no. All right. You guys pulling up the 0001s now. Some of my favorites, man. I saw actually Caterpillar move today, man. That was interesting to see Caterpillar after a pretty big red day on Friday. Shout out to all the option traders, man, who are going to make a killing tomorrow on Netflix. Congrats to you. I know you guys were really looking forward to that move. And but make sure you take that profit in the morning, because I don't see it running against the trend, especially if we have a very weak open across the board. Make sure you take that profit in the morning. And if you look to get in, then get back in if you want, maybe on some smaller size. But if you were specifically playing at earnings, get that green in the morning and keep it moving. Absolutely. We just got done talking about TVIX and many of those other plays. All right. So as you guys see, hit up my sponsors, blackboxtrader.org, Equity Feed. All right. Hit up my links, advancedequityresearch.com. Take advantage of a new article I do have on GOPH. GOPH, I called it the pump and dump for the month. GOPH, Gopher Protocol. If you're in that stock, I would decide, if I were you, to get the hell up out of GOPH, because that one's about to drop like a rock any day now. GOPH, $370 million market cap. This company basically has virtually no revenues. I mean, a couple million, but hemorrhaging cash like crazy, and a lot of funny business going on GOPH. Read my article at advancedequityresearch.com. Take a look at some of those gold ETFs, those other ETFs that I placed on the website. Look out for tomorrow. I'll have another article out on inverse VIX plays, specifically this SVXY. This is a ETF that goes up as the VIX goes down. So those of you guys who like volatility, if you're just impatient, you're going to get your day on TVIX, right? You're going to get your day. But if you're just impatient and you want to ride TVIX to some green while the VIX goes lower, then you might want to take a look at SVXY as a short-term hold. All right? Yeah, FPVD I was pretty disappointed in FPVD. I thought that was going to move up higher, but unfortunately it did not go in that direction. All right, so let me go ahead and ring the bell. Ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you. You already know. All right. Yes, indeed. Great show. Great calls, ladies and gentlemen. Good tickers. You know, there are like 10,000 stocks that trade. We can't talk about them all. But if you call up 305-600-2896 during the show, we can get to the tickers you care about most. All right? Other than that, appreciate you, Bats. I didn't even see you were in here, Bats. I appreciate you. Cali Rod, Red Rides, Michael Gates. Yeah, get them likes up, man. Press likes. Get them likes up. You know, hit that donation button, man. Some of y'all been making money off my picks. Send a brother a donation. You know, bless the ministry. Bless the ministry. Bless the ministry. Ricardo Joseph, George M, Joel Kraft, Dr. Butterfly, K Mac, Gucci, Mr. Lloyd, Relative 9696. Yeah, this is not a day trader's market, man. You need to find a ticker to sit in and just kind of figure things out until the whole market, you know, decides on what the pattern is going to be. Because, you know, you don't want to be out here losing money, man. HMNY, you know, that's the look right now, at least for what it's setting up to be. All right? Yes, indeed. I'll see you guys same time, same place tomorrow. Until then, happy trading. Take care every night. Good night, folks. Later.